several Epstein survivors will be there in the chamber tonight attending the State of the Union address. Two Democratic lawmakers are bringing Sky Roberts and his wife, Amanda. Now, Sky's late sister, Virginia Giuffre, says she was abused by Jeffrey Epstein and then trafficked for years, including to former Prince Andrew. Here is the conversation with Sky and his wife, Amanda Roberts, from just a short time ago. Sky and Amanda, thank you again for joining us. We really appreciate it. I'll jump right into the big news from last week. Former Prince Andrew arrested. That is just less than a week ago. What has this last week then been like for your family?
Well, I think it's been a whirlwind of emotions. The initial shock that arrest actually took place, and then the adrenaline and feeling of victory in that moment. We always go back to, like, we wish that Virginia was here. We wish that she was standing here right now. Previously the Bondi hearing and then the news of the arrest and then being here at the State of the Union, it's just very, very surreal. But we're proud of Virginia, and we're happy and proud to stand with survivors today.
You have both been very open about your frustration over the handling of the Epstein files, your outrage at times. Sky, I'm curious, do you think the president will bring up the files in any way tonight?
I have no expectation for this administration to acknowledge survivors. We saw that very clearly with Pam Bondi. We were standing 3 feet away from her, and she couldn't just even turn around and acknowledge survivors. So do I expect him to do this on this stage? No, but we are showing unity by being together here. And we're also showing that, this administration may be ready to move on from this, but we're not ready to move on from this, and neither is the world.
So, Amanda, Sky just made clear, and you've made clear at other times, that you have zero confidence in Pam Bondi. But I am curious what your top complaints are. If you were to give me the three biggest ones, what are the complaints against her and also the Department of Justice?
Well, the Department of Justice completely mishandled this case from the beginning, right? They gaslighted us, told us that they cared about this, and then when they turned around and decided there was nothing to see here, when we know that wasn't the truth, we had to pass a law for them to be held accountable and release the files, and then they released the files, and they are violating the laws. We're still waiting for 3 million more documents. They have redacted potential perpetrators and unredacted survivors' personal information and Jane Doe's, and then have explicitly said there's not going to be any investigations. And so it's shameful, and we got to do better. The rest of the world is doing more than we are here. And my message would be is, Pam, you are a former criminal prosecutor for sex trafficking. This should be something on the top of your list. And so it's just extremely disappointing. If she's not willing to do her job, then we need to find someone who is.
Sky, on the CBS Evening News last week, we were talking about Prince Andrew's arrest. And then I believe it was just yesterday, there was another major figure in the UK, a former ambassador, Peter Mandelson. He was arrested. Similar circumstances, ties to Jeffrey Epstein. What's it been like for you to see all this action and movement overseas and so little done here? And why do you think that is?
First, I always like to commend the king. I think that he's doing a fantastic job in comparison to our own president here. This administration started out running their campaign on this specific topic, and they gaslighted the American public when it came time to actually release these. There's 3 million more documents. It's shameful. It's completely shameful. And this is not a hoax. This is not a game. This isn't even a political issue. This is a human issue, and every single person who is potentially implicated needs to be fully investigated, period.
Amanda, Sky just touched on this, but I want to give you some space here as well to talk about what you think every American should know about the victims here and about these files, and also about the survivors attending tonight's address.
America should know that the Epstein files are larger than names. It is an uncovering of systematic abuse and failure. It is about power that has consistently won over survivors and vulnerable. And so it's the exposure of that When you look at a survivor, I think it's important to know that, like, it could be anyone you love. 1 in 4 women will potentially experience sexual assault. And so when we talk about survivors, they are our sisters, they are our families, they are our neighbors, they are our children, they are our friends. And so this is them, and I wish for you to see them in their whole and fullness of who they are. And being with them, it has been extremely healing and empowering. And we miss Virginia in this moment, and I know she would be so proud of her survivor sisters today.
Amanda and Sky Roberts, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.